And he said, it is already very late. Once again, do you think Jesus is shocked? Don't ever try to teach Jesus. It doesn't go well. Send the people away, because we too are full of compassion. Anybody here tried to fake compassion? Yes, Lord, we too feel for them. You obviously don't, because you're still teaching. Send the people away so that they can go to the surrounding villages and countryside and buy themselves something to eat. But Jesus answered, what? You give them something to eat. Again, once again, anybody here, you're complaining to Jesus and Jesus gave you something to do? He gives them one thing to do. Go give them something to eat. Now here's the question. How do we, when God tells us to do something that we don't believe we can do, what should we do? Help. If you don't believe you can do it, you can't do it, right? So what do? Talk to Jesus. God will tell you to do something you cannot do, to initiate a conversation through which you will discover the next steps that will bring you into the thing. So Jesus has said, you go feed them. That's big. And they're like, ah! Anybody here, when Jesus told you to do something, you went, ah! Well, yeah. Again, trying to teach Jesus. Awesome. Works out well. He said, you give them. And they said to him, that would take more than a half a year's wages. $20,000, whatever. Anybody here? Again, try to get all technical with Jesus? You're missing the problem. They said, are we to go and spend that much on bread and give it to them? Now here's the question. Sounds to me like they actually have it. Anybody? No, Lord. Touch not the Lord's anointed money. Right? What does he say? But listen, they're actually asking him a question. Listen, the first question was offense. The second question is this what you're saying? Listen, you need to be able to have a conversation with Jesus that guides you from offense into a listening ear and then into obedience. When you're offended at Jesus, stay talking with him. Stay in the conversation. Stay with him. The distance between one item of obedience and another is listening and talking with Jesus. Then Jesus, he said, how many loaves do you have? And then he says, go and see. I would submit to you many times, Jesus, when you're saying, we can't, he will say, tell me what you have. See, God multiplies what you have, and he can work with anything. We are offended by what we don't have. He works with what we have. And so, just like us, he was like, what can you do? I'm like, nothing. We can't do nothing. We'll never get out of this house. We're all going to die. Anybody here, most of your conversations end with, we're all going to die? Anyway. No, good job. You're better than me. So in that place, he goes, what do you have? Go and see. And so the very first thing, sometimes the best thing you can do for your own spiritual stupidity is just do what he said. See, faith is not a feeling, it's an action. See, I've said this before. You have faith in your Uber driver. How do I know you got in that car? Not because you felt warm and fuzzy about Abdul, but because no, seriously. Faith is an action, not a feeling. You got to get over this. People are like, I just don't know. No, don't know. I don't care. Are you going to do it or not? Are you going to be obedient or not? Are you going to do the little step he's put in front of you? Remember Naaman the Syrian. He's so offended. He's been told by the prophet Elisha, go dip in the Jordan 7 times. He's like, that dirty river? What does it matter? Do it. Find out. I promise you, Naaman has zero faith, and then he was healed. Why? Because he didn't have the feeling of faith. He had the action of faith. And so they went and did the little thing. Now I want to submit to you, God will tell you to do a little thing, not a leap off a cliff. I've watched people, because that's the activist, they'll try to do the whole journey in one step. God will give you one step that's a step beyond your comfort zone. But what is outside of your comfort zone? Discomfort. And he will take you to the place of discomfort. That's why he sent a comforter.